Hi everyone, Michael Fisk, Tri-State, live on Facebook here. Um, just getting everything geared up here. I will wait, probably about a minute here to let people get logged on and stuff. As you come on, if you do me a favor and just say hi, and also the first few, let me know how the volume is if you can hear me okay. Hopefully you can. I'm actually on the road in San Francisco, right now. So, there's some noise going on, the background stuff. So, anybody have problems hearing, just let me know. Just give me a heads up here. So, in the meantime, we'll wait a quick minute, to let people get logged on. Hey, Chelsea, are you on? I'm not sure how the new dashboard works here, but not sure if people are logging in or not. But looks like it. Butch, hi, how are you? Janine, good to hear from you always. Can you guys hear me okay, Janine, Butch? Let me know if you have any issues hearing me. Um, I'll go ahead and get started with our standard, safety message. Of course, if you're driving and watching this, please don't. Like I said, it's I do a lot of driving, not as much as you all do, but I unbelievable to me how many times I see drivers, big truck drivers, watching movies on their cell phone or something like that, holding the steering wheel as they go down the road, and again, I would strongly hope that our drivers don't do that. Obviously, that's not something that's okay, and obviously the DOT is going to have a pretty strong feeling about that as well. But yeah, I mean, we record this and we'll make it available, for your viewing, later on. We've had a lot of conversations and pressure about whether to make this a private forum, and one of my reasons I've been somewhat resistant, to doing that is it makes it less, accessible, to drivers, um, who can't, log in, at the certain times when we do Facebook Live and everything. So, because it's a public forum, that it allows us to record it and post it on YouTube and make it available to watch later on. But it also limits us on what kind of information and how we share that information, as well. But so there's some trade-offs to it. But anyway, it is important to us that we make this available to as many of our drivers as possible. We're very aware that some customers will also log in. We have competitors that log in. We're aware of all of that, but we do this really for our drivers. Office employees are welcome to dial in as well, but again, this really is the priority, for our drivers. So, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get started here. Janine, hi, and Butch, hi once again. So, yeah, thanks for letting me know about the feedback. Got a little rasp in my throat, but I think everything will be okay. Let me start out with Chelsea Dooling, who is our generally our hostess, for the social media. She is had a birthday today, so I want to wish her a happy birthday and let all of you guys know about that. Also, Janine, Butch, or anybody else on, if you have questions, comments, please start sending them in. I've got the everything right here next to the video, so I can see the questions and comments as they come in. This month we it's a tremendous month, recognize and celebrated driver appreciation, and I'm really so grateful for each of you and the work that you do. I'll share a quick story, and a thought, that I have, around Driver Appreciation Month. Many of you know who John Wilbur is. John Wilbur was the CEO of Roadmaster Group. He recently retired, golly, about a month and a half ago officially. Yeah, but was a huge advocate of drivers, and we did some marketing campaigns in around the 2016 presidential election. And in some of the radio ads and the different marketing we had, just kind of as a funny little thing, John would always finish the message with, "I'm John Wilbur and I appreciate this message." I'm sorry, I'm John Wilbur and I approve this message. The thing that all the candidates do on their TV commercials and radio commercials, right? And so we got a lot of response to that, and in the group text message, John, we were talking about, oh, you sound great, and funny little haha, I approve this message, and someone made the comment to John and said, "Hey, John, you should really think about running for political office. You'd be great." And John's response to that, I thought, was always tremendous, and I'm gonna PG it, a little bit here, but he goes, "Screw that, I'm a trucker." And I always thought that was a really cool response. I mean, it's he wasn't, "Oh, I'm a CEO," oh, he goes, "No, I'm a trucker." And I just thought that was a really cool, response to, to that. And so when people ask me, what do I do, what industry I'm in, I'm very proud to say I'm a trucker. I used to literally drive. CDL holder like many in the office, have and in their background as well. I also, have a CDL background. But listen, I think it's really cool, if you guys indulge me, to say that I'm a trucker too, and driver appreciation, really highlights that, and really the gratitude that we have for each of you, and the work that you do. I hope you feel that often, and not just in September when it's officially formally celebrated, but we do appreciate all of you. So. Steve Sansone, hi to you. Jake Moffitt, hi. Always hi to Jake for sure. Okay, so moving on, some announcements from Cheryl Hinkle and HR. Open enrollment for benefits will be November 1 through 16, so start thinking about that. More information will be coming out in the next several weeks, so keep an eye out on your email. Obviously, if you have any particular questions, for a big change of life or anything like that, feel free to reach our HR department for sure. Sarah Hogan, our Director of Customer Service, CSR, wants to remind everybody we're getting ready to move into holiday season, which is often a peak retail season. We pick up some customers that specifically for the season because of what we do and how we do it. Especially if they have high value loads, related to the holiday season. It is imperative in these seasonal periods. Listen, all of our loads are important. All of our customers are important, regardless of what time of the year it is. However, there's some customers that have highlighted freight during this time of the year. It's imperative that we pay close attention to the pickup and delivery times. Listen, things are happening, especially weather and that kind of stuff. If there's any issues at all, the communication becomes hyper important, especially for these peak seasonal loads and issues. The hazmat that we do and all of that kind of stuff, oftentimes there's some leeway, that we can certainly make adjustments. So communication is certainly important still to make those things happen. But again, the seasonal stuff, a lot of times there is no leeway. The customer has got to have it picked up and delivered at a specific time, because for various reasons. And so if you have any issues at all, please communicate that ASAP. And it's I'll kind of refer this to in a few minutes here, but it's all interconnected. And the more we can do for our customers, then the better we can pay, the better our reputation is, obviously, and all of those kind of things. So again, any issues at all, particularly with these seasonal type loads that our experienced drivers certainly know what I'm talking about here. Make sure your DM is your first phone call. We had an issue not too long ago where with a particular customer actually, where our driver did great communication. I mean, they had a breakdown issue. And they talked to lots of people on maintenance. They talked to several people even beyond that on some ideas on how to resolve this maintenance issue. However, they never notified their driver manager. And so because the driver manager didn't know what was going on, we couldn't alert the CSR, which then made it a surprise for everybody, including the customer. Ultimately, I think we didn't pick it up on time, if my memory serves. However, 10 other people in the company knew what was going on, but not the driver manager and CSR. So make sure that we're communicating with the right people. Typically, your driver manager is going to be your first phone call that you'll want to make on any issues whatsoever, going forward there. So Stern from Stern Allred, winter's coming, listen, much of the country is 78 degrees, 80 degrees still and everything, so it feels a little odd, but we know that things change quickly. So his reminder is, plan accordingly, especially the holiday schedule. Remember that, get with the driver manager, to schedule your holiday, home times, periods. It'll just help, for us in our planning and our customer availability, so forth. Double check to make sure you got approved tire chains and enough tire chains on the truck, especially if you're going to be, out west. Obviously, we know that certain states require chains during certain periods of the year. The question is always asked, do we require chaining? Well, sometimes it requires chaining to get to a safe place. More times than not, we're going to encourage you to not drive if you have to drive with chains. But that's something you'll discuss with your driver manager. But regardless if you use the chains or not, certain times of the year we have to have the chains on the truck. And then obviously check road conditions when trip planning. Typically Frank or somebody in asset management protection will give us some more information on diesel fuel additives and so forth for the winter type of thing. So more information will come there. So okay, I've got a couple other things, but let me take a quick second. I don't see any comments or questions yet, so I'll keep plowing on. I've been having some thoughts around the term of team of teams, and for some of you who know the name U.S. Army General Stanley McChrystal, it was the head of U.S. Armed Forces in Iraq. He has put out a leadership book, called Team of Teams, and it's a pretty interesting concept, and the concept really is that, and think of it in terms of football, right? I mean, we all have individual departments, individual jobs to do, and we're focused on doing our jobs the best we can. However, we are, relying on others to perform. We are relying on and again, if you think of it in football terms, we can be a great offense, but if the defense is not doing, their work, we may still lose, type of thing. If the special teams, is giving up a bunch of, points, and turnovers or whatever, offense and defense can be doing great work and may still lose. His concept is also about decentralized leadership and how important it is to encourage independence, and that's part of the great secret of U.S. military success is that the individual groups, and we have a lot of veterans that that work for the company, both in the office and as drivers, and you'll recognize that the organizational structures and the empowerment that each individual group often has in order to accomplish the larger mission. And so, reflecting on that, it's I hope you guys feel and understand that part of our culture of Tri-State and Roadmaster Group companies is that our drivers are co-workers. They're not less than. I mean, we've all been involved in different trucking companies where drivers are not treated equally. Drivers are not treated with respect, and there's a clear, class, separation. I hope you and feel, that Tri-State and SJ and ATCO and Roadmaster Group companies function differently. We all have different job descriptions within that, and so in the concept of team of teams, I mean, it's I'm focused on what I do, and I'm focused on my team. However, we also are relying on other teammates and as in different segments of the company and other groups, teams, to also function well. Where I'm going to learn this is we've been looking at all drivers, of course, are interested in more money. Well, it's not just drivers. Everybody's interested in more money. We've been tracking very intently, where industry pay is going. Driver pay, through 2023, 2021, 2022, massive pay increases. What we started finding and hearing early in 2023 is that many companies created real issues, for themselves because they didn't properly project, the economy and where rates are likely to go, and caused some real problems with some of the pay plans, that they instituted. Listen, you guys earn every penny you make. You should make more. We want to always provide more home time, always provide more benefits, always provide more money, everything we can, to just make your jobs better, more worthwhile, to be, again, worth being gone and the sacrifices that you make. However, we have to do that within an economic structure that will allow the company to stay robust and healthy, and we've done a pretty good job generally, managing, that. I know that's again, I project that in 2024, we'll have a wage increase of some sort. I'm not sure exactly what that'll look like yet, or how much. We'll continue to to monitor what the industry looks like and so forth. But the work that you guys do, it directly affects how Don Welchoff and his sales group can get rates. I mean, rates are industry wide in trucking are either down or flat. It's this has not been a robust year for rates. What we're finding is that while rates may not have been as escalated or climbed as much as we would have liked or anticipated, miles have still been generally able to get there. Well, more miles and less rates means higher expenses, right? And we see that in fuel. Just a side note here, there's a good chance that fuel prices are going to continue to rise, actually. I read an article in the last week about Russia and Saudi Arabia, basically colluding to limit, barrel count. But within that, the type of crude that we're, getting and processing makes a difference, and it's very possible that diesel costs may go higher, even as auto fuel, regular fuel goes down a bit, because it's a different type of crude oil that is processed for each of that type of thing. So those are all things that we're aware of and tracking, type of thing. But in this team of teams, concept, it's we really do rely on like I said, that Don and his team rely on the successes of our drivers to be able to go into customers and say, hey, this is why we're asking for the rate that we are. This is why we're asking for a premium rate that we are. Our service is worth it. Our reliability is worth it. The quality of our drivers is worth it. And and when we get that, then we're able to pass that rate increase on accordingly through pay plan increases and so forth. So I'd encourage each of you to kind of think of that concept there, and again, you guys are the ones that are impacting the bottom line, the most of all of our employment segments. But you also have the most challenges, and you also have the most sacrifices, and we can generally figure things out with really good communication. So that's what Sarah's asking for. That's what Stern and his team, will ask of you. I mean, listen, there's only so many things that you can plan for and avoid, but when something comes up, please just communicate it ASAP, and then that flows all the way around the company success there. So we appreciate you. Devlin and Billy Buckaloo, hi. Michaeline Acker, hi. To Gary as well. Appreciate you coming in here. So just kind of generally, what are we looking at, in the next few months and rest of the year type of thing. I think we would generally say, 2023's been okay. 2022 was phenomenal, right? I mean, it's 2023 for us wasn't bad. It's a lot of the industry suffered though. I mean, if you follow the transportation news, there's a lot of mergers and acquisitions, and like I said, companies that maybe made some short limited decisions in 21 and 22, paid the price in 23, for it. We're continue to be healthy. We continue to be well positioned. We do a pretty good job of predicting the future, type of thing. And I think we're very well positioned to do that industry wide. I'm reading that the Christmas season is probably going to be down a bit. I mean, it's so when Christmas season is down, then it puts a lot more pressure on everybody to go find more freight and to find more loads. Again, and when there's less freight, less loads, I mean, rates are lower, right? So again, we're a premium company that pays our drivers, premium rates, and we ask our customers to participate in that, and we have phenomenal customers that generally understand that and support that and do participate with us in supporting all of you. So again, we're all interconnected, and then Q4 again, whatever the economy does and inflation does and all of those kind of things. So many of the coming months is already kind of predetermined, and so we have an idea of where we'll be, and we feel pretty comfortable that we'll be okay. Again, through the Q4 type of thing, but it is imperative that we each do our part, and yeah, that's just my thought to you and each of you, and just express our gratitude for you once again. So Martha Barnes and Lillian, hi. Robert, hi to you. Good to hear from you guys. So anyway, that's really all that I have. I'll kind of filibuster here for another 30 seconds in case anyone has any questions or comments that they want to talk about. But lots of cool stuff, continues to happen. I mean, it's we have fantastic sales group that's that has great customer relationships, and there's some cool things that they're always working on, and that we'll be able to most likely share in the coming weeks and months, type of thing. But again, appreciate all of you, and if we don't say that enough, I apologize, but I hope you know that and feel that. And email me directly if you have any questions or concerns or anything like that. michael.fisk@roadmastergroup.com. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Everybody be safe. Have a great weekend. Thanks. Bye.